to the channel. This is going to be part 4 of our Christmas reindeer in Garden of Fairy Tale Animals, or Rhapsody in the Forest by Kanoko Egusa. And in today's video we're going to finish the holly and most likely get started on the reindeer. I'm also going to add some artichoke into the snowflakes and the trees, and then over that I'm going to lay some gold glitter gel pen, possibly also glitter glue. So for the rest of the frame here on the holly, we're going to use castle arts, and then I'm most likely going to switch back to Prismacolor pencils for the reindeer. And yeah, so I'm going to speed up the video because I've been doing that throughout the series, but I am also going to work on giving you a few real-time coloring videos as well in the future. So I'm going to speed this up and I'll see you at the end. Alright, so for the fur, I'm going to actually do this in a bit of real time because I want to walk you through what it is that I am doing. So I am using a 70% French grey, and I am busy putting in my shadowed areas for these deer. And I'm using a feathering technique. So for those of you who don't know what a feathering technique is, I'm just doing very flicky motions in lines up and down along the edges or wherever it is I'm putting my shadow area. And then I'm going to bring in my other colors and I'm going to build up my fur color that way. And I'm just going to use the same stroke back and forth, back and forth. And as you can see at the edges here, it's much lighter, and that's going to help me smoothly transition my my color. All right, and this is sort of what you would do for hair. It's the same sort of technique. For short hair, you just do shorter strokes, and then your lightest color you can come in. So, and you need to be able to flick both up and down, and then you just keep going, and we keep building those layers. And as you vary it with sharp points, see, you get a bit of a fur texture going on. Right, now we're not going to worry too much about fur here because there's a lot of lines already drawn on, but what we are going to do is really focus with the 70% French grey where our shadows are going to be. And you want to keep going in the direction of the fur, and that's going to help shape each part of the reindeer, and it's also going to help us to make sure that we blend each layer smoothly. So again, it's just a flicking motion that you're doing in the direction of the fur. So just follow the lines here and it will guide you. Now I'm using my darkest color first because I really want to know where exactly are my shadows so that I can so I know where I'm putting things, how I'm putting them. Okay, here you want really short strokes along here. Okay, here, one side. And I'm kind of going wherever there's a lot of lines, that's going to be a bit darker. Excuse me. Alright, you want to do here because this part is going to be light, but here, and this is just helping us to contour the animal a little bit and just make sure that we're getting the kind of the way the head forms and connects to the body, that we're getting it in the right sequence, so to speak. All right. So we're just going to do this part here is its bow. So we're just going to do this one here first. And then I'm coming in with Sandbar Brown, which is PC 1094. And I'm going to just go over that. And I'm randomly going to place this color in my reindeer. And all the sandbar is doing is just lightening up that grain, giving it a bit more depth. And so it's brightening it up, really. That's what I'm trying to say. Now your reindeer can have white patches. It can also be one shade. They don't really have a chocolatey brown, they have more of a grayish brown. So we want to, if you're doing realism, you want to kind of focus along that. Again, you don't have to do this realistically at all. I'm not doing it realistically. I'm just using the colors I got when I looked at pictures of reindeer. I'm just basing my color choices along that and trying to make sure that I get my head around where the shadows fall on a reindeer, how the fur works. All right, you can also vary the direction of your fur, so they're not all linear. You can go slightly different angles, and that will help keep it realistic as well. And you can do one reindeer different from the other. They don't have to be the same. You might choose to make one browner and the other one a bit more patchy, or with a bit more white or light grey fur to it. Alright, so now I'm taking my light umber and I'm just going to work on this now. So I'm bringing in a bit more of that brown, so it doesn't look too grey, but it also doesn't look brown, if that makes any sense. You can also do it lightly so that your light brown forms a bit of an undertone. Okay, so now I want to actually deepen my shadowed area, so I'm going to grab a bit of Espresso, and which is just a very dark brown, and I want to deepen my shadow area, so I'm going to use the same technique. Sorry, I do apologize, my hand is blocking you a little bit. Okay, we'll put it in there. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my Putty Beige. And we're just going to basically alternate between these until we get our fur looking the way we want. Okay, so now we're going to come back in with our 70% French grey, and we're going to just build up some more of these shadows. Some Putty Beige in here. So 70% grey and Putty Beige. And we're just working on building up the shadowed area. So it's a mix of the feathering approach and just medium pressure and just blending. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in some light umber. Alright, so now we want some more espresso because that's just going to deepen up our dark areas. And I might even bring in some 50%, not 50%, 90% warm grey, because I want to make sure my darks are dark and that will help contrast my lights. So that's Espresso, and then I come over that with the French grey. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in some white, and I'm going to use the white to just redefine the highlights. Again, you want a really sharp point. And all the white is doing is just helping us blend these colors together. And then we can go over it again with some of that light umber and possibly some Sandbar Brown. Because we don't want our reindeer to look washed out and milky. We want them to look smooth, well defined, and we want good tone. So now I'm going to bring in that Sandbar Brown, and I'm just going to work on these layers. Alright, so now some more 70% French grey. Okay, so now I'm going to just bring in some black. Just use your black sparingly, just to add some definition to your fur, and also just deepen up your highlights, redefine any places like the nostrils or the mouth where the Prismacolor has blurred or softened the lines, bearing in mind that by having some of these lines, it does help to keep our picture crisp. So whilst we don't want strong black lines, we do want some drawing lines so that our picture has shape and definition to it. Right, so there you have it. That is how I would do a beautiful reindeer. Right, so I'm going to leave that there for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Do like, subscribe, comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care everyone. Bye for now.